declared the surplus in terms of the Red Arrow side. But of course, Buildcon Football Club are missing Branwell, who has been very influential in Buildcon form, despite not him scoring and keeping the ball is really very good. Also, Mandewad is missing in the Buildcon side, so they're missing 2 key players so far, you reckon, and but not showing any signs of them missing those players thus far.
No, the type of players that Buildcon have are more team players. Okay, they may not be scoring, but you see the attributes that they bring into the game. An example of Tapson Kaseva, and that led to that goal. Remember, he did assist the Luinda Mundia goal. That's what you get from players like Tapson.
Now, cleared out desperately by lusaKa Dynamos. Got to feel for the goalkeeper for Dynamos, who's really lost, and there was nothing he could do in that position. Very vulnerable he was, even as that ball was being tucked in by Luinda Mundia. Well, apparently it's his former teammate at Red Arrow, so maybe he's got an insight of what he's capable of doing now. Mundia, the goal scorer, good ball as well. This could be number 2, Hunter Bolo. Chance for Kaseba. He was hoping to bring in the pass for an on-rush in Luinda Mundia. But Dynamos do a good job at the back. Big clear out now, looking for Obashi, but it's Shitemweshe. Goalkeeper's come out, offside flag from second assistant James Chulu. He's made a long trip from eastern province town of Chipada to be part of this afternoon's match. No debate will come through from Shitemweshe, the 31-year-old DRC man. Looking for an opportunity to build up from behind. Magenge. Touch from Moussa, expected, but Placete Boleke does well. Forced to play back to Ocean Mushuri, one of the 2 naturally left-footed players in this first 11 for lusaKa Dynamos. Progression now made. Control is good from Shitemweshe. The combination that people should look out for is between Shitemweshe and Obashi. They really are able to pass the ball to each other even with their eyes closed.
Exactly, and they know themselves very well. Of course, these 2 players were playing for Prison Leopards last season, so there's that chemistry already known. And the more reason Marvin Jere should be very, very creative to supply ball to these 2 players if lusaKa Dynamos is to make use of them positively. That could actually start getting goals. The team has struggled getting goals. Only 1 goal have they scored, and it was on the first weekend of the FAS MTN Super League against Green Buffaloes. They did score first in that game, and Green Buffaloes had to come from behind and equalize. So, yeah, this is the first time that all these players, Marvin Jerry, Shitemweshe, David Obashi, are actually starting.
Point on, spot on, you are there.
Yeah, seriously bashing into each other there, and that was Marvin Jerry. Very critical. They seriously need him. He needs to get better for lusaKa Dynamos because he's actually the key into that midfield attack of lusaKa Dynamos.
Player's been stopped and the stretch already called in because there's an injury concern here for Marvin Jerry, even as Mr. Takatiko Chris Kaunda is looking on really. You don't want to lose one of your influential players. On the other side, you've got Boyd Mulwanda already animated, passing on an instruction to Gift Lukwesa. I wonder what could have been done right or not from the demonstration by Boyd Mulwanda, the 40-year-old Buildcon assistant coach. Played for Zanaco Football Club the last time out in terms of competitive football in the Zambia Super Division was Boyd Mulwanda. So drop ball it was, and we're back to action. As lusaKa Dynamos are a man light, as Marvin Jerry continues to receive treatment from the team medical team of Sam Siatalima, the team doc, and the physio Monica Kangwa, one of the team medics for this lusaKa Dynamos side. Attack now with Leneo Bong Ngong. Good ball to the left to bring in Luinda Mundia, but there's an equally good tackle that came through to take the ball out from Makabaniso Magenge. Well, it's good to see Luinda rediscovering his form. 3 goals now he's sitting on. It's been a bright start for a player who looked so much in terms of promise. Remember, he was supposed to have been part of the They're supposed to have been part of the Chan team, but had to make the move to Singinda in Tanzania. Chance here, and a good save by goalkeeper. It was nicely locked down by Hantobolo. But positional sense very good from the experienced Dan Munyao. Obashi. Looking for the second ball now to Lamisa Mosa, who's playing on the right, although he's naturally left-footed. Close to goalkeeper, easily picked up by Prince Malekani. Good reaction as well from the goalkeeper, quickly to just get them into action with Isaac Piri, the 19-year-old. Two youngsters in this first 11 this afternoon for these two sides. We've got 17-year-old Chipioka Songa for Lusaka Dynamos and Isaac Piri, the number 24, now with the ball, looking for the run from Hantobolo. They're leaving so many spaces, Lukwesa, with hesitation to bring in a cross. Poorly done by Lukwesa. Should have done better there to bring in a cross, but Poso Bioniki Magenge does well. Magenge.
But again, Magenge needed to be very careful in that it was easily leading into that penalty area. That is very dangerous. But of course, it's that Marvin Jerry again in that middle of the park.
Mwenshi now trying to bulldoze him through the buildcon players who are showing a lot of discipline and resolute at the back, not giving so much in terms of the buildcon players, rather Lusaka Dynamos players, to do some interchange of passes. Oh, that was a strong push from Poso Bioniki Mayenge. Just taking off Gift Lukwesa. Shorter challenge it was. Magenge. Kept in play, but it was Chisokunga Pioka. The ball had already gone out to second assistant James Chulu. Now, reaction time for the buildcon side who not sitting pretty, yes, even if they're leading 1-0, but it's good if you're the visiting team, you're able to get an early goal into the box. Zephania Piri now. Decision against buildcon Football Club that found Paso Bioniki Mayenge. It was a good overlap on the right from Zephania Piri.
And look, this is the side, the right side, that actually buildcon is exploiting so much, where Magenge is. And, well, it looks to be very busy in that field because Ntobolo, Tapson Kaseva, has actually made it the weakest link of buildcon. Is it Lusaka Dynamos so far, Martin?
Controlled by Lamisa Mosa. Finds Marvin Jerry is back now. Long ball for the run of Obashi. They're yet to really see how they can play best to the strength of David Obashi. Thus far, this Lusaka Dynamos side, even as that clear out came through from Kanamuli Kapilimba Severini. Good layoff from the Nigerian, looking for Chipioka Songa. The youngster couldn't control it, but it's Isaac Piri now. Took his eyes off the ball. Nicely pickpocketed there by Lusaka Dynamos. Shot taken. Scuffed shot from Shitemweshi. So good football, entertaining football we're having here, and it's also good to have the fans back. Of course, observing all the COVID-19 protocols, we really miss the beautiful faces that we do see, and the handsome faces we do see at the stadium, and that's why it's called a beautiful game of football.
Exactly. The noise coming through the stadium. Good noise, of course.
Oh, yeah. And I reckon it will just spare some of these players to put up some A-grade performance because of some of those encouraging words, or sometimes not too encouraging, just to up their game. Sikombe. Nice cut out by Placeta Boleke. Looking for the on-rushing Kaseba, but that was a good interception by Mayenge. Again, they're coming second time. They're really pressing the agenda so high, this buildcon side. Play back to Captain Zephania Piri. Another of the players who was once at Red Arrows and will be hoping to prove a point against the parental club Red Arrows, who we've already seen some of their officials taking up some positions in the stands in anticipation and waiting for the second game that will be coming up when Red Arrows play against Green Eagles. Found David Obashi. So maybe a treatment will be needed. And one thing for sure is Roderick Kembo is never new to such tackles. In fact, does get a lot of cards as well.
Well, there was strength there involved, a bit of pushing, not too much to warrant anything. But I think what I like about this buildcon side is collective playing. You see, they will defend as a team, attack as a team. They've taken over that midfield, and it's very difficult right now for lusaKa Dynamos to actually do the expression that is expected to deliver the goods, because buildcon is just right at pace and taking good control of the game so far.
Well, they've been suffocated in the midfield, lusaKa Dynamos. The numbers that buildcon are increasingly putting in terms of when they've got the ball, when they don't have, doing a very good job, especially when they don't have the ball. They're closing in out of spaces now. David Obashi. Sikombe has peeled off on the left. Too close to the buildcon defender, Roderick Kembo. And an illegal challenge there from David Mkapa Obashi, the 26-year-old Lagos-born Dynamos player.
You rightly said it. That's an illegal. And he's very lucky that the boots were actually not well high lifted. And Obashi, for the right time, for this time around, survives.
Kembo now with the resultant set piece, just across the field to Sevelini Kapilimba. Showing a lot of discipline, this buildcon side. If you look at also the number of goals that they've shipped or licked in thus far in this season. Kembo. Too close and too slow was Mundia, was ball watching. Controlled now by David Obashi. Finds Shite Mweshi. He was almost blowing for a foul. Did well to give advantage because still possession. This is good play by Dynamos. Mweshi. Marvin J. Overlap has been made by Joliba. Simba now. Chipionga Songa. Played back to Magenge. And Westful. He wasted effort there from what looked like a very promising build-up by Makabaniso Magenge.
That's the improvement part that will be expected. Of course, they've done pretty well. 4 clean sheets so far, Matimba, in the first MTN Super League for lusaKa Dynamos, with only 2 for buildcon. Yeah, so the defense clearly tells you to say that of lusaKa Dynamos is actually far much better. But they've been breached this afternoon. Early goal in the 3rd minute.
Oh yeah, it has come too early, but the writing was on the wall from the onset in terms of the pressure that had come through. It was on your marks, get set and go from onset after kickoff. 21 minutes played in the first half. Still here, it's the visitors that lead 1-0. Cross comes through, blocked. It was a weak one. Picked up by Magenge. Marvin Jerry. Speaking of which, buildcon Football Club, the last time that they won in lusaKa was in 2018. It was a round 36 match that was played on September 19, after it was moved forward when lusaKa Dynamos were beaten 3-1. It ended lusaKa Dynamos 1 and buildcon 3. Tadile Elunga had scored for lusaKa Dynamos in the 56th minute. But let's look at this attack now from buildcon Football Club. Offside flag from first assistant Christopher Mauma.
I will tell you, I didn't have that statistic, Martin.
Oh yeah, we give it on the World of Champions.
The last time they won in lusaKa?
Yeah.
Good one.
2018, so 3 years. They'll be hoping that might just be the story this afternoon. Of course, that afternoon, the goals for buildcon came from Rahim Osman with the Ghanaian in the 54th minute. Remember, Moses P was at buildcon since after coming back from Portugal. He scored in the 86th minute. And Chandamushiri, who's now with Napsa Stars, 3 minutes of additional time after the 19 minutes mark. Now, it's attacked by lusaKa Dynamos with Maluda. Finds Obashi. Interchange. Offside flag is up. Killed it off with that shot from Obashi as opposed to wanting to walk with the ball into the net. Really, Christopher James Chulu on it. Disappointment by the captain, Sikombe.
But again, what we like about all this is that combination that we are seeing in lusaKa Dynamos. Of course, Sikombe ran too early, and it called for a very, very, very correct call by the assistant referee.
Now, Shite Mweshi, good pass to, looking again, they always look out for each other, Mweshi, and his striking partner up front in Obashi, Zimba. Another interesting thing to know of note so far is that for the buildcon side, all the attacks are coming on the right side of this field. Virtually on holiday, Zimba, 1 or 2 times really that we've seen him probably being called to duty. Placete Boleke.